super quick. I'm just letting most of this video play. Fair use. I'm going to entitle this video, "You Women, Get in Line." You women, get in line. I said this many times in the past, and I continue to say it, that we don't need you to bring back the nation. We don't need Israelite women to bring back the nation. We can bring back the nation with any woman. We can bring back the nation with Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Ishmaelites, any certain Hamitic, good-looking Hamitic, like the Cushite women, and so forth. I'm not saying Nigeria, Ghana, Ghanaian, South African, because those are Jakes. I'm talking about the other nation. Japhet, them women are beautiful. Japhetic women. So we can bring back the nation with any woman. We don't need the Israelite woman. We don't need the Judite woman, Benjaminite woman, Levite woman. We can bring back the Levite women without the Levites without a Levite woman. How about that? We can bring back Judite men and Judite women without the Judite woman. How about that? Issachar. We don't need the Issacharite woman to bring back the nation. Asher. We don't need Asher. We don't need none of them. We don't need Ephraim. We don't need Simeon. We can bring back the nation with any woman. So get in line. Get in line. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1 is at the door. It's knocking on the door. So I'm going to just let this play. I'm not going to say too much. But I don't have to say too much. Isaiah 4 verse 1 is going to take place on this side, not in the kingdom. It's going to start on this side, and it's going to end in the kingdom. In other words, it's going to happen, and the seven women shall take all the way. Hey, the food stamp thing. The people that got on the web the most, on the TikTok and so forth, talking smack, were black women because they were desperate. Why? They ain't got no man. A few men got on there. No, you won't give me food. Ain't nobody thinking about no damn. Ain't no man thinking about no food stamps. They gonna get theirs regardless. So y'all were desperate and y'all were happy when we finally gonna let you get your food stamps back. Y'all were happy. Ain't gonna stop them food stamps, and you're gonna be asked out, and you're gonna need a man, and you're gonna be you women, you Judite women, you're gonna be in the back of the line. Give me a second. Anyway, it's a possible scam. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Matter of fact, this is GMS Inquired Early. I want to do another video on a different topic, so I might do that right after this. Anyway, we know all the scriptures. We know why the seven women shall take hold of one man. We know about the Isaiah 13. Man, Israelite man should be more precious than fine gold. We know the second Ezra 16. So we know all those scriptures, as well as what you see up here in front of you. Isaiah 32, verse 9. You can start a couple of verses above that and go a couple of verses down. Get up and listen. This is the GWT, whatever the GWT stands for. We read the different versions. Thanks to Vocab. Vocab really helped us out. All y'all deal is a King James. So now we go to the different, various versions of the Bible, and sometimes they're more accurate than the King James. So thank you, Vocab. You can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. It says, get up and listen to me, you pampered woman. Oh, I like this. I like this. You pampered woman. Hear what I say. You overconfident daughters. And that's her. She can be the poster child for that. You talking all that shit like you run shit. And frankly, we don't like you bitches. You Judite women. I don't say nothing to them.
Hooting and hollering after you motherfuckers. Go sit down. Get off the internet. It is 2025. Women are running shit now. We make our own money. We are business owners. We can open.
Yeah, you're going to continue to make your own money when you take that chip. What you going to do when it's time to take the chip? You're going to not. You don't know not to take the chip. You don't know whether to take the chip or to take the chip. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Oh, that applies to certain Israelites. IUIC, IUCPK, HOI, and others. You don't, Wi-Fi, you don't know what you don't know. You know when you're going to understand and your eyes are going to be fully open is when it actually comes to pass. When they make that announcement that you got to get that chip in order to work, that's when you're going to see it. That's when your eyes are going to open. That's when you're going to get that eye salve. So the same thing with these women. We got our own business. We doing our own thing. Yes, and to continue to do your own thing, you're going to have to take the chip. And like I said, you're not going to think about Revelation 13, 17, 16 rather, 16 and 17. So, we can care less. We don't need women, period. We can get beamed up in the ships and go to another land, another country outside of Babylon. There's nothing but women. There's women all over the world. Beautiful women all over the world. We can go to Germany and get them big hip, big thigh built like the Jake sisters, them German chicks. They got thighs, they got hourglass, buxom figures. We can get them. We can just go to Germany and just get a whole lot of German women, and the German women got a thing for Jake. Why you think a lot of these GIs, they went to Germany, they said, I'm moving out here. A lot of Jake men did that, and some Jake men came back to the States and brought back German wives with them. So guess what? We don't need no women to be in the ships, because when we land down, we're gonna say, okay, we're gonna take these women and we're gonna deal with them, and we're gonna make Israelite babies.
On our own bank accounts, we don't need you niggas like we used to no more. So all that shit y'all be talking is irrelevant. Y'all either gonna get with it or get the fuck lost. Y'all either gonna learn how to respect us as.
And you demons out, you men, you always see our GMS. See, they don't treat women right. First of all, women are second class to us, man. Okay, they're no different than my horse or my falcon, whom I would love more and trust less.
Alright, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you for another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, and so I'm going to do a lesson today in that, on that topic that Apostle Har was talking about, just to back what he was saying on that, because there's a lot of, we're going to go straight raw today. There's a lot of shit talking out there, a lot of trash talk, on, there's a big humbling coming to, the daughters of Zion. All right, to the wicked daughters of Zion. So today we're gonna, clarify some things and speak about some things being said out there, and things that are coming down the pike, because to the righteous daughters out there, let's address that first and foremost. Remember, there are good sisters out there, because, some people may label, oh, yeah, they just hate all women. That's not true at all. We love our women, the righteous women. It's just that we hate when there's wicked women out there that just say, oh, yeah, fuck all you niggas. It's like, yo, like that woman that that was on the that Apostle the Heart, recorded on his channel. All right, that yeah, you women gotta get in line. You see, like that, they get in relationships, you always got two sides, because sometimes it's not always a woman. Sometimes you do got a man who's the demon, you guys out there know very well what it is, nobody's perfect, but at the same time, just because some of you daughters of Zion out there, you may have, 2 or 3 bad experiences. It's just, well, oh, fuck everybody. Hey, you better watch your tone, young lady. Huh? Remember, the children of Israel are the Lord's children. So you better watch your tone, young lady. Just because you had a few bad experiences doesn't mean all brothers are bad. What the hell? And remember, if it wasn't for men, you wouldn't even have been born. Remember, the Lord's a man. Yahweh's a man. Yahweh Shai is a man. Okay, yes, he's a God, but they're men. All right, so you gotta remember that, and that goes both ways. All right, same thing with to you men out there, to the sons of Zion. Hey, just because you have a few bad sisters out there, remember there are good sisters out there. And that's something that I noticed too. Apostle Rakah, he'll address that too, because we're not here to say, oh, just fuck all women. No, okay, forget all women, and no, it's just forget you negative women and you women who are wicked. You see, but if you repent, hey, hey, welcome to the fight. Welcome to the trenches. See, but there's a lot of trash and shit talking going on out there that it's like, yo, just because some of you daughters of Zion had a few bad relationships is, oh, fuck everybody? Better watch your tone, young lady. I understand you're upset. You probably got screwed over, whatever you went through, but hey, you gotta understand what time we're in. You gotta understand that the Lord is coming. See, so this is what we're gonna address. Because a lot of you guys just out here like, oh yeah, fuck it, I got it. No, we're gonna see. Because we're entering some very serious times. Where all that shit, is not gonna mean a damn thing. Because all you daughters of Zion out there, and this goes for the righteous and wicked daughters out there, for both of you guys, for the righteous daughters of Zion and the wicked daughters of Zion, there's a whole lot of trouble coming down the pipe. But the righteous daughters of Zion that are part of the hopeful elect, you're gonna be protected. The wicked, just like that woman said, you guys are doing your own shit. Good, that's fine, but remember, there's about to be robots released out here, UN troops, the Russians, out here in America, the Russians, the Chinese are about to invade this place heavily, and just like that woman said, there's a whole lot of single women out here who are on that, Beyonce spirit, all the single ladies, I don't need a man. So there's a whole lot of single women out here in these apartments and houses, wherever they live, by themselves, so that's gonna, man, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9 on down. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice. This is what the Lord's saying. Hey, hey, young lady, I understand you're upset about, because, the Lord sees that, okay? Yeah, you may say, oh, well, fuck, man, my last boyfriend, he was a complete demon. Yeah, but that don't mean that every Israelite man out there is fucked up, okay? You better watch your tone, young lady, and that goes for the men as well. Remember that, okay? Because you do have righteous daughters out there, the daughters of Zion, that are so-called black women, so-called Latino women, and so-called Native American women. Remember that, okay? Yeah, so you guys gotta watch how you speak, because remember, hey, the children of Israel, that's the Lord's children, and there are righteous. You got your wicked, and you got your righteous. You got the 1/3 and the 2/3. See, hear my voice, you careless daughter. See, because you're just talking carelessly now. Okay, you're in your emotions, and I understand. You know, you're mad. You know, you say, "Oh, fuck all you niggas." I know, cause you probably did get fucked over. Who knows? Excuse my Italian. You probably did. You know, and it's true, cause it does go both ways. You do got wicked ass women out there, but you do have wicked ass men out there. It goes both ways. See, but that's the thing. You careless dollars, cause you're just okay, cause you can say forget that nigga, and I'm not gonna hook up with a wicked nigga anymore. Okay, yeah, you know, but to say just forget all men and you don't need them, you do need a man. Okay, that's where you're being careless, cause now you're just, you know, just totally saying fuck it, fuck everything. You know, you're being careless now. See, give ear unto my speech. See, verse 10: Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vengeance shall fail. Everything out here is gonna fail. Everything that right there, like that woman said, okay, just to explain on the topic, all right, and the gathering shall not come. So everything that puts these women at ease, you know, to go get their hairs done, their nail done, these cars, these vehicles, the air conditioner, the heating, okay, food, all right, the jobs. Like she said, oh yeah, they're running their own shit, okay, their own bank accounts. The banks are about to shut off. Okay, the banks are about to collapse. Okay, everything's gonna go digital. See that? So what are you gonna do in that? What are you gonna do in that day, young lady, when the elites make the RFID chip mandatory? What are you gonna do? Because if you go take that chip, the Lord's gonna destroy you. See? So what are you gonna do in that day? See, you're gonna fight all these sleeper cells off. See? You know, that's why. This is why the Lord's saying, rise up, you women that are at ease, you know, because you're talking carelessly. Now you're just talking shit. Now you just think you're bad. I understand you're upset, young lady, but you got to remember, we're entering some very, very serious times where even the mighty soldiers, men, are going to be afraid, okay, are going to be getting butchered to death out here. Okay, remember, it's not just the sleeper cells in the left-hand side that's going to start rolling out here. Because remember, once these lockdowns come, the left-hand side is going to release robots, androids, killer drones, you name it. Okay, how many of you guys ever seen like the movie Terminator? Remember, like, you know how Skynet had all like those robots and all that, like advanced planes? That's the left-hand side. They got all that. Okay, they literally have Terminators, army of robots. Real talk. All right, it ain't gonna be, well, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Yeah, right. You know, yeah, you guys have no idea what's about to partake out here. Remember, men are gonna be afraid, crying. Soldiers are about to get wiped out here. You know, but no mercy. See, soldiers who are trained, you know, like SEALs, Marines, you know, are about to die brutally out here. You know, who know how to train and kill and survive. So how much more you women who are just talking shit? You know? Yeah. You know, this is something that you really got to consider. You know, because now you're being careless. I understand, young lady, that you're mad. You know, okay, yeah, all right. That, you know, hey, that dude fucked me over. Fuck him. Okay, yeah, fuck him. But that don't mean fuck everybody else. You know, now you're being careless. Now you're being stupid. See, because now you're letting the emotions get to the best of you. And you're letting that pride, you know, come inside you where like, hey, you gotta remember, you gotta check yourself because, yeah, okay, maybe you had those couple bad experiences, you know, what, couple bad dudes. Okay, well, yeah, well, fuck them, but not everybody else, you know, because now you're putting yourself at risk. Because everybody is gonna need help out here. Everybody. Okay, this is why the prophets, you know, we're hoping, you know, for salvation because it's gonna get that bad out here. Because everything that let me read it one more time right here. Where we at here? Isaiah chapter 32, verse 10. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So yeah, everything that makes your life convenient and comfortable, such as your apartment, your house, your condo, your own business, you know, your own bank account, you know, you got that bad car in the driveway, you know, you got that brand new, you know, whatever, that Audi, whatever, you know, that you got that brand new Range Rover, you know what I'm saying? All right, all that is about to be cut off. Your cell phone, okay, Wi-Fi, all right, communication, all right, the toilets are not gonna work because there's gonna be no running water. the running bath water. You're not gonna be able to take a bath or a shower. Okay, your electricity. All right, so how you gonna do your hair and all that? You're not gonna be able to go to these salons and get your nails done and your hair did. All right, remember, no more deodorant. Okay, if you're lucky, you know, those who might have a little bit, and that's gonna be like a luxury. They might have soap and maybe just a little bit, but the majority of people are not gonna have soap out here. Not even deodorant, no perfume, nothing. So all that makes you, all that makes you, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's all about to go out the window. Okay, all that Maybelline, all that attention, from the internet. All right, because all of your friends are gonna be in dire straits. Okay, the elites are gonna be putting people into concentration camps out here, in a major way. In a major way. See, the Lord is gonna protect His elect, but everybody else, it's gonna be open season. It's gonna be open field out here. All right, remember, the Lord's gonna allow the left hand side to do their thing for a small moment. Remember, their stage is still theirs for a little while, but they have like restrictions, so they are gonna be able to tear shit up out here, but they have to stay within their lines. They have to stay within their restrictions. There's certain things that they can't do. See, but they do got a green light from Yahweh Shemel Shai to totally just tear shit up out here, and they're gonna. The left hand side is the wicked. You kidding me? You think they're gonna hesitate? They've been waiting, okay, to unleash hell out here, and they're gonna. And you're an Israelite, young lady, whether you like it or accept it or not. So you're a heavy target. You see, so you're not gonna have none of that that makeup. You're not gonna have your hair done. You're not gonna have that bank account. You're not gonna have that car. See, so what are you gonna do in that day? Huh? For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Because there's not gonna be no grocery stores. You're not gonna be able to hit up your friends. Go on the internet, say, hey, how you doing? You guys okay? Is everybody all right? Are you surviving? Like the time of the first pandemic, 2019, 2020. Remember, we were on lockdown, but you're still able to call family members. Hey, how you guys doing? Remember, all communication is going to be shut off. This place is going to be on full lockdown, where these elites are literally going to be gathering people, taking them to concentration camps and torturing the shit out of them and chopping heads off. And you're over here, oh, we don't, I don't need nobody. We're going to see. You better watch your tone, young lady. Verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. See, tremble. So, hey, hey, you better watch yourself now. Huh? You better watch yourself now. Be troubled, ye careless ones. See? Because trouble is coming in a major, major way. Okay, the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1 says that we're entering the worst time that the planet Earth has ever witnessed. Remember 70 AD. Okay, when Jerusalem was seized by the Romans, okay, under the order of Titus, okay, our people were committing cannibalism, okay, it was very bad, and that's gonna happen here, where all food is gonna be, because there's so many people here compared to these grocery stores and liquor stores. There's not that much food out here, that's why there's like those trucks, those big rigs. That's like the lifeline of America. Once those trucks stop, everything's gonna stop. So once the military's in here, you know what I mean, and they're rationing out food is gonna be scarce fast, because especially those you that and you women that live around like these metropolis and like these main cities, remember, there's a lot of people here packed like sardines. So man, the food's gonna run out very fast, especially the way Americans consume here. Okay, it's just the way it is. All right, not even just putting Americans down. Okay, although the American people are the stupidest people on the earth. But this is just to make a point, because the American people, they all they do is consume. All they do is feed their flesh. Okay, all day since the beginning of the morning. They have to have that coffee. As soon as they wake up, they can't even see right. They can't even see clear unless they have that cup of Joe. Okay, you know. So this place they're constantly used to consuming. You know that their energy drinks, you know, their snacks, you know, and then before before, so that's already like one, you know, and then in the morning they eat breakfast, and then before they eat lunch they're already snacking on something, you know, walnuts, seeds, you know, bubble gum, whatever, you know, and then lunch comes, they eat again, you know, and then before they go home they eat some more snacks, and then they eat dinner, you know, then they might eat another like dessert after that, you know, while watching TV they might eat some ice cream or some popcorn, you know, it's like because you keep on snacking. So what does that mean? That just means that this place, um you know, and there's hey, if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. Okay, but I'm just making a point here because the American people, and this is going around the world, but not as bad as America. Because America, you got restaurants open 24 hours, pizza shops, taco shops, you know, fast food spots. You know, go get a burger and fries. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, chicken sandwich. All right, you guys know what I'm saying. You know, you got donut shops that are open early in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning. You know, you see, go get your coffee and donuts and stuff. See, so right here, this place, you know, your people are used to consuming. See that? So they're not used to going without. You know, a lot of people too. I mean, they're used to that fast food. You know, because they're like, all right, this, you know, because at work, you know, it's just work, 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 work. All right, when it's lunchtime, all right, let's hurry up, let's get some lunch and go right back. You know, because we got a meeting. You see, so that's why when there's like a long line, like a Farmer's Brothers or something like that, people won't go because like, oh man, there's more than like 7 people here. No, let's go somewhere else because people don't have that time. So people are used to just consuming, consuming, consuming. You know, getting what they want, fast. You know, like, you know, hey, let's get it. Oh, let's go there. Oh no, that line's too long. All right, let's go over here. You know, so people are used to having what they want when they want. So that's no bueno in the time when there's gonna be nothing out here because people here are not disciplined. There are very few out there that are, you know, in shape, okay, that are disciplined, but that number is few compared to the masses, okay? Because make no mistake, there are people in America who are disciplined, you know, in shape and all that, but that number is few compared to the masses, you see? So that's going to be very, very bad out here. All right, and yeah, so to you daughters of Zion out there who are talking like that, especially that young lady who's talking like that, you know, it's gonna be very, very bad for you out here. Especially if you're like, fuck everybody, I'm just gonna be by myself, and you are gonna be by yourself, you know? And that's why I'm gonna title this lesson, be careful what you ask for, you know, because if you really have an attitude like that, you know, the Lord's gonna give you that. You know, be careful what you ask for, because the Lord's like, all right, you think you're a bad bitch? Remember, the Lord sees you daughters of Zion when you're talking shit. You know, he knows, you know, he understands that, okay, you might have had, you know, a boyfriend who was a demon. Okay, he understands that, but that don't mean fuck everybody else. And now all of a sudden, what, you're a bad bitch, you don't need nobody? Be careful what you ask for, because the Lord's going to give you that. You want to just be all by yourself and you don't need nobody? Remember, the Lord's going to be, all right then, I'm going to give you that. Be careful what you ask for. You know, this is what you daughters of Zion need to understand. You know, that's fine. You know, talk shit and all that. It ain't gonna, that's not gonna affect the believers, you know, but we're just here to tell you that, you know, real time war is coming, you know, where men are gonna be crying out here, scared, okay, beyond imagination. Because remember, it's not just the elites are gonna shut stuff down, starve people out, have drones flying out here, hauling people to concentration camps. Remember, the Lord's gonna unleash his plagues, newly created creatures. You're gonna see the angels step out those ships. The demons are gonna be rolling around in packs out here, because the spiritual realm is gonna open up out here. Remember, it's not just the elites that are gonna roll. The Lord is he's gonna have animals attack people. There's a lot that's gonna happen out here. You see? So we're gonna see if you know, you daughters of Zion that are wicked, you know, how you're still gonna be talking that day with no Maybelline, you know, with all your goodies. We're gonna see. Verse 11, tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your line. So let me get it again from the verse 11 from the top. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 11. Tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Because that woman right there, now you're being careless. I understand you're in emotion. You probably had, a few bad experiences. Shit, who hasn't? Okay, we're in Babylon. We're in captivity. Who hasn't had a few bad experiences? Shit, who hasn't? Bitch, you ain't the only one. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your line. All right, so what the Lord is about to show the what's coming to the world is a great humbling, especially to you women out there that are, they're talking shit now, being reckless. All right, because you do have your righteous daughters of Zion out there who are trying, they're repenting, but to you wicked daughters of Zion out there, man, there is a what is it? There is a big humbling coming to you. Remember that. Because these people right now that live like in $1 million houses, they're gonna be in dire straits. Okay, millionaires, these celebrities that are out here, okay, they're gonna be at food banks, okay, begging for their next meal. See? Psalms 91 verse 8. Only with thy eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because, the hopeful elect, get ready. It's not all, doom and gloom where, yes, it's going to be a trying time. Remember, we're about to see the wicked go out in a very bad way. All right, so these little tests that you go through, remember, is nothing compared to what our enemies are about to go through. All right, so remember that, because remember, all those so-called UFOs, the so-called UAPs, the angels are about to step out those things, and remember, our enemies, they don't understand the spiritual side, they don't know the right-hand side. So this is why they're confused, and so we're about to see, look what happened to Pharaoh, when he talked trash. What happened to him? The Lord took all their firstborns, okay, destroyed Egypt, and killed Pharaoh and his whole military. Not one survived. Same thing with our enemies. The Lord's gonna take out all of our enemies, but only the certain elites that the Lord wants to survive, they're gonna survive. Remember that. All right. So yeah, we're about to see it. So remember, whatever the righteous you guys are going through out there, it doesn't even compare to what the wicked are about to go through. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Right? Because although the whole world's going to be, going through it, the whole world, not just America, the whole world, all right, the Lord is going to preserve you. He's going to protect you and your household if you're part of the hopeful elect. Yep. Verse 11. Check this out. So how are the elect going to be protected? Well, let's read. Verse 11. Psalms 91 and 11. For he shall give his angels. So is it the Titans? Is it green aliens from Mars? No, the angels. Okay, who are enemies, they don't understand. Because the angels have power beyond you mortals' comprehension. It's like a mystery, because they have power. It's beyond, because it's from up above. Remember, the angels are celestial beings. They're different from the angels are different from you mere mortals. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. See? Verse 12, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yeah, so don't, you want to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best that you can. And nobody's keeping it perfect. This is why we're rehearsing the righteous acts. But you better, you better be sorry out there for your sins and truly repent. You ready? Because the hopeful elect, they really are being diligent. They really are trying, and they're loyal to the Lord. You see, and the angels in the Lord know, okay, who's faking it, and all that. So those you, but especially those you like that woman that was out here just like, oh yeah, I don't need nobody, we're running shit now. See, now you're talking shit. Okay, I understand that, a woman, she goes through a few bad experiences, and now, she's up on her feet, she's doing her own thing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're over here just talking shit like, no, we're running shit now, because you're on that, you put yourself on that pedestal, part of that group that needs to be destroyed. That, oh yeah, it's all about us, fuck everybody else. So now you're talking shit because now you're being careless. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being responsible. You got your own shit. Hey, that's good. That's good for you, But you're just talking shit now. Now you're going careless, Now you're getting prideful, puffed up. See, that's no bueno because that's going to get you killed. See? Because I understand, you had that bad experiences, like, all right, and now you're doing your own thing, You finally got it like that. Okay. And that's good for you, But you're still talking shit, saying that, oh yeah, we're doing it, because it's only about you women now, and fuck all men. See, this is where you're being stupid. See, and if you don't repent and change your ways, and we're talking rapidly, the Lord is gonna destroy you. Because remember, that's what I'm gonna title this lesson. Be careful what you ask for, young lady. Because the Lord's going to give you that. If you think, oh, I'm a bad bitch, I don't need nobody, we're running shit, okay. But when the Lord unleashes these UN troops, on here in America, the Lord's going to put you in the front lines. Remember, America's about to have a draft, in this third world war very soon. Okay, the Lord might ship your ass out there, or when, because there is going to be, remember like that movie, The Purge, you guys? Remember The Purge? There is going to be a purge out here where it's literally going to be lawless out here. It's going to be worse than that movie, The Purge. Worse, way worse. Way worse than that out here. Because there's so many teams out here. There's so many teams. There's so many sleeper cells, agents, spies. There's so many military intelligence. There's clones out here. There's all kinds of shit out here. You got, forget it. There's a lot out here. That's all I'm going to put it just like that. There's a lot out here. There's a lot out here. Not only that, remember, you got the angels and demons out here as well. Okay, that's something beyond. So it's not even, this is beyond man because the Lord's in control. Remember, you got the left-hand side out here. Yeah, but you got the right-hand side out here too. You got everybody out here. And remember, Yahweh Shai is out here in the mist. That's right. So you got everybody out here. Everybody out here. There's so many teams out here, You got gangs, mafias, crews. Shit, I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff, You got all kinds of bad little, teenagers and stuff that already have guns and stuff, Yeah, they may not be able to shoot like a soldier, but hey, if they hit you in that right spot, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Shit. You kidding me? Huh? So this is what, so that's it. I believe, I hit the point. Be careful what you ask for. Stay patient on your feet. On your feet, soldier. Stay in the spirit and trust in the Lord. Shalom.